Se me ha acabado el presupuesto para dubstep y partículas. Así que aquí la tenéis, la intro de Necro for Fun.
El puto amo.
Blizzcon 2023. Wow, this is crazy. This is awesome, seeing so many people. Very, very different than our streaming studio back in the office for sure. But thank you all for joining us on a very special version of Diablo's Campfire Chat. We kicked off this program as a live stream, as you all know, and it's an amazing feeling to see us actually do this here in front of a live audience now at BlizzCon. We have some news to share with you, and before we get into it, I do want to welcome and learn more about our wonderful panelists here for today's Campfire Chat. So let's go right into it. Brent. Hi, everybody. This is your first. This is Brent's first time up here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Wardrobe.
I know.
Look, it's for a very good reason.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Green
Breaking
for
a little color tradition up here.
Green for Diablo.
Yeah. Right. So my name is Brent Gibson. I'm an associate game director on Diablo 4. I was a part of the Vicarious Visions team that came
Brent
together
Gibson.
with Team 3
Go.
a couple years ago.
Brent.
To make Diablo 4. And I'm really excited to be up here today to talk a little bit about the expansion coming up.
Este tío está desarrollando la expansión que viene a finales de 2024.
Love you too!
Now I know we have multiple teams, Brent,
Yes.
that are working on Diablo 4. So and you yourself are going to be talking specifically about the expansion here today. So yeah, it's great to hear that we have multiple groups working on the game for Diablo.
Lo han avisado que tienen varios grupos trabajando, unos en la Season 3, otros en la 4, otros en parches, otros en
And of course,
expansiones.
Based off of community feedback and everything that we've heard, those groups are going to be working on seasons and upcoming items, and then of course the expansion that we have here. Next up, though, we actually have Tiffany, who's going to be talking here.
Actually,
Do we have? No, we do.
Oh, hey, I'm Tiffany.
Esta es Tiffany.
I was not pausing for applause. I'm just awkward. But this is my 14th BlizzCon. It's my 9th as an employee. I first attended as a part of the community in 2005. It's really special to be up here. I've worked on the Diablo franchise for 12 years now, starting on Diablo 3 12 years
Lleva
ago,
12 años trabajando en la franquicia Diablo.
4 for the past
Empezó con Diablo 3, ha estado 14 años en la
Brent
Blizzcon.
and I actually unknowingly worked on the same game back in 2009, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. Yeah, that game was awesome.
It's a big program.
Tiffany, what?
So it's been such
Tiffany
a
qué?
thrill to work with him and a bunch of the others from the Albany office, again, on Diablo 4 for the past few years.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tiffany. We have Kaylee Calder here. Kaylee is actually a familiar face on the Diablo side.
Aquí tenéis a
you may have seen her in
Kaylee.
some of the videos.
Es una cara muy familiar, no tengo ni idea de quién es.
Our seasons and everything, Kaylee.
Yeah, hi everybody, I'm Kaylee Calder and I am one of the lead game producers on Diablo 4. Like Tiffany and a lot of our team, I have been working on Diablo for the last 10 years across both Diablo
10 años
3
lleva esta tía trabajando en
and
Diablo.
4. This is my first time on stage at BlizzCon, so while
Esta tiene
I'm
pinta de estar un
so
pelín nerviosa,
honored,
igual que el chico de
thank
verde.
you. I'm so excited to be here with all of you. I'm a little nervous, but it's so good to see everyone in person. And I'm really excited to talk to you.
¿Qué queréis? ¿Que es la hermana de Guayachen o qué?
Awesome. Thank you
De
so
what?
much, Kaylee.
Yeah,
And of
10.
course, we have Mr. Joe Shelley here,
Ya
a
cierro el
very
estudio.
familiar face on all our Diablo 4 Campfire chats.
Joe Selby. Este ha aparecido en todos los Campfire, él ya está tranquilo a su bola.
Thank you, Adam, and thank all of you. I really want to thank all of you for being here and submitting questions. We're going to take questions at the end.
Llevan 2 días cogiendo preguntas a través de foros, en el juego, etc. Allí había una caja para dejarle preguntas.
But with this huge array of other attendees at our campfire, so it's incredible.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Joe. And of course, I am Adam Fletcher. I'm
Cogiendo en
the
latino
community
y cogiendo en castellano.
Thank you.
Y este es Perrazar, CM, Community Manager.
With an audience.
Comenzamos, venga, ya están las presentaciones, acelera.
Host and moderator, I want to thank you all again for taking the time to join us on this very special Diablo 4 Campfire Chat. And I do also want to give a huge call out to this amazing plush campfire that we did bring in.
¿Quieres empezar? Que tenéis un montón de cosas para contar. ¿Cómo se enrollan?
There we go, first fun of the
Se han dicho que tienen que estar 1 hora y media, solo tienen contenido para 10 minutos.
But to kick off activities, I know the dev
Qué
team,
malo eres.
they do actually have
A menos que
some news to
pueden
follow,
responder 300 veces la
regarding
misma
today's
pregunta y listo.
announcement. So let me actually pass it off to the team. So, Brent?
Yeah, we're really excited to show the sneak peek for the next chapter of Hatred. We've been on pins and needles to share some of the information from the expansion for a very long
Vale,
time.
vamos a empezar hablando de la expansión.
And it's going to be taking us to a brand new place. And it's really
Expansión del Odio.
Actually, in contrast to that dark gothic setting that we're used to seeing in the main game, we're going to go to some place that has a bit of a different flavor. So for those of you who are new to the franchise, it's going to be new, it's going to be fresh. But for some of you who have been with us all along, we're going to go take a trip down memory lane and actually go to a place that's a little nostalgic. So with that being said, take a look.
Dice que esta expansión va a estar como orientada en algo que nos va a resultar familiar. Un lugar como más fresco, más con un sabor más refrescante y más luminoso que lo que sería el main game de Diablo 4. Es Curas, por cierto. Y el boss es Mephisto, ya lo han dicho. Málaga, correcto. Tengo muchas ganas de ver a los nuevos fetiches. Muy bueno el doblador, Por cierto, han dicho que hasta verano no nos van a ampliar mucho más la información con lo que veamos aquí. Vamos a estar 8 meses con lo que cuenten ahora. En los próximos 30 minutos nos van a decir todo cuanto vamos a saber hasta el verano. Avisaos estáis.
It's so cool to see on the big stage, Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred coming in late 2024.
Yeah.
I mean, Brent, what does an expansion mean for Diablo 4?
Well, first off, I want to talk a little bit about breaking the color convention. You've been giving me
Momento, puta cara, por eso voy de verde.
green jacket. I like the green. Yeah, so for us, expansions are important because it's a great opportunity to take one big cohesive step forward. When it comes to continuing our dark story, exploring the new region we're going to talk about today, or even new ways to play with new monsters.
Está hablando de que va a haber nuevos bichos, una nueva zona, una forma diferente de explorarla. Van a continuar siendo una historia como oscura y demás, pero de una forma diferente.
You want to make sure that you're pulling in all of the ingredients that you need so that when they all come together and you take one big bite, all those flavors are working together. And so for us, that cohesive...
Dice que están trabajando para que se sienta de verdad una experiencia inmersiva y diferente. Que todos esos detalles, la ambientación, el personaje nuevo, los bichos, los colores, que todos esos sabores se combinen en una experiencia totalmente diferente.
So what kind of burger is this?
That's a good question. I guess I look at it as kind of like a bacon barbecue.
Y le han preguntado qué tipo de hamburguesa estamos hablando y le ha dicho es una bacon barbecue. Está yéndose por las... ¿Quieres hablarme de la puta expansión, por favor?
And a little bit green, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. So yeah, we want to make sure that we have all the nice traditional ingredients that speak directly to the core of our audience, but we're also offering things that are new.
Awesome. Well, I know with Vessel of Hatred,
dice que vamos a tener una pequeña dosis de ingredientes tradicionales porque viene de zonas de Diablo 2, pero va a haber mucho sabor nuevo.
Let's kind of talk a little bit more about story. What do you think, Tiffany?
Yeah, so when we last left off in the main campaign, Neyrel was traveling south with the stone.
Nos está hablando de que en Diablo 4, cuando termina la campaña, Neyrel se va en el barco y se lleva la piedra que nos roba.
She's been following the footsteps of a prophet of light, looking for a way to deal with this stone and the prime evil that's trapped within. She's a really fascinating character.
El prime evil, Mephisto, está yendo con ella. Y está buscando un sitio donde poder luchar contra el poder de la piedra.
Something the Haradrim have always famously failed at.
Dice que está intentando resistirse a la influencia de la piedra y de Mephisto, pero es algo en lo que los Haradrim siempre han fallado.
There will be a recap in the game, so you'll have full context to all the events of Sanctuary that played out in the main campaign. So don't worry, you won't miss out on anything if you want to just see what's happening with Neyrel and explore those jungles.
Neirel va a estar omnipresente, vas a explorar estas junglas y te va a acompañar en tu recorrido hacia Mephisto. Y este es Mephisto. Es el señor del odio. Uno de los 3 dioses demonios mayores.
Sounds grouchy too.
So Mephisto did not intend to be trapped in the stone. Like I said, they're very bad at that. It tends to happen. So he's, as you heard in the trailer, every step of the way that Neirel is taking with him, he is pushing against her, constantly trying to unravel.
Dice que Mephisto no quiere volver a estar atrapado en la piedra del alma y que cada paso que da Neirel le está comiendo la cabeza para volverla loca y para volverla en su contra, y que la gracia está en saber qué va a pasar con Neirel.
It's going to be taking us to a new place. I know you guys have actually mentioned Nahantu. Can you tell us a little bit more about Nahantu, Brett?
Yeah, so we're going to a whole new region called Nahantu. Now, for
La
those
zona
of you
nueva
guys
se llama
who know
Nahantu.
the history of Sanctuary, you know that heading south actually means going to Torjan. When we started off with the expansion, we decided as a team to really think about how we're referencing cultures moving forward. And for those of you who may not know, the Torjan people are a real people. And they're an amazing culture. They have beautiful traditions. You should totally look it up. But for us as creatives, we want to make sure that we're always in a position where we're being inspired by.
Dice que el juego Diablo 2 tenía cosas muy buenas, tenía culturas, tenía cosas que se podían incorporar, pero no quieren copiar o traer, quieren inspirarse en.
So for those of the people who are outside of the region, you know, maybe you were from the Dry Steppes, you know this place as Torjan. But the people who are there know it as Nahantu. And so you're going to see that folded into the story in some really creative ways to give that name some power.
Awesome.
Que la gente de las estepas y de toda la zona que ya tenemos conocen a Hantu.
What looks to be like a river gate.
Yes, so everything starts here at the river gate. We look at Nahantu as a place that's been closed off from Sanctuary. It's been closed off from all the things that have been going on with Lilith over the last several moments.
Dice que Nahantu ha estado como cerrado y que ha sido inmune a lo que ha pasado con Lily. Y que las puertas estaban como cerradas, pero se acaban de abrir. Neirel, Mephisto han abierto las puertas de Nahantu y han abierto esta región selvática y tal a lo que sería santuario. Dice que la selva para ellos es una zona salvaje, verde, viva, pero peligrosa.
And so this concept is a really good example of where things from the outside may have come in, but the jungle is going to reclaim it, right? So you're going to see these branches.
Están poniendo una foto que es algo así como que la selva acepta que las cosas externas vengan, pero la selva va a reclamarlas como suyas.
And so you can watch the river flow through the structures of the area as well.
Dice que de alguna manera, aunque pongas estructuras o lo que sea, la selva se va a apropiar de ellas y va a incorporar esas estructuras a sus propias raíces, ríos, etc.
It's an environmental scene. It really just shows the depth and scale of the jungle, which is not really like a place we've ever gone to before within Diablo 4 so far. And it really inspired the team as well when they saw it, just that feeling of like scale and.
Y que una cosa que han trabajado mucho es la escala, que si os fijáis se ve un bosque enorme y tú eres algo insignificante comparado con esa jungla. Se ve ahí en chiquitín el personaje y dice, para que os hagáis una idea de la escala.
Right? So it's not just trees in the area. These trees are actually fixtures or structures of the place as well.
You know, we've seen a lot of environments, and I know
se ve muy bien, lo que son los desplazares está muy bien.
So, can you show us a little bit more about that as well?
Y este dice, spoileanos un poquito más, anda.
This is a great image that starts to show how we wanted to integrate a lot of the natural features of the world in with the architecture. And so you can see how the
Dice que estar estudiando cómo integrar naturaleza y arquitectura, y esto es un ejemplo.
All of this starts from a place called Kurast. So for those of you who've been with us for a while, Kurast is an iconic place that sits in the heart of the jungle.
Dice que en el corazón de la jungla está Kurast. Dice que no solo es la capital, es una ciudad que se espredea, que se extiende. Y que por toda la jungla van apareciendo estructuras de Kurast que van poco a poco extendiéndose y que se sinergizan con la jungla. Tiene muy buena pinta.
Folding in that living, breathing jungle into the architecture. I got to give a huge shout out to the team. The level of detail that we put into this is absolutely incredible.
Dice que están metiendo un nivel de detalle muy bestia, porque esto es algo más que solo meter un personaje o meter una zona, sino que tiene una historia y que, como podéis ver, está metiendo una cantidad de detalles acojonantes. Y esto es una muestra de lo que su equipo puede hacer. Se ve muy bien. Pero son desplazar, no nos vayamos a liar. He dicho, a ver, has dicho Kurast, me suena, es un nombre que conocemos. ¿Nos darías más detalles?
We're going to start with the dock towns. So you can visit the original Kurast docks from D2 and Act 3. And through time, it's changed. It's been 72 years since the events of Diablo.
Sí, que han pasado 72 años desde los eventos de Diablo 2 y que vas a revisitar sitios, pero los vas a ver evolucionados.
And like Brent and Kaylee were saying earlier, a concept piece like this really gives me this incredible sense of scale in the world of Sanctuary, and I'm super excited to explore areas like that. We know that locations like this really set the tone for successfully delivering on that nostalgia and embracing that legacy of the Diablo universe.
Dice que están queriendo mostrar, que están queriendo combinar la nostalgia y el legado de Diablo 2 con el hecho que han pasado 72 años y que tienen que evolucionar.
Incredible ziggurat with really, really creepy Grandpa Mephisto talking over it. So we've always wanted to know what's under this ziggurat. What's amazing about this is that for the dev team, this is one of the earliest sources of inspiration when we started working on the expansion. And so seeing it make all the way from original concept into the actual teaser.
Claro. Dice, por ejemplo, este ziggurat. Todos sabéis que hay debajo de este ziggurat. Es muy evidente que es la represión del odio. Pero aunque eso sea una inspiración, lo tenemos que adaptar y reworkear.
Originally imprisoned Mephisto in his soul stone. It's deep inside Kurast, and I am so excited to go in there and see what's happened in the last 72 years. Joe, what do you think?
Y que están con muchas ganas de explorar y de desarrollar qué ha pasado en 72 años y cómo eso se traduce en el mundo que nosotros vamos a experimentar ahora. Dice que son zonas que vamos a revisitar y que van a ser memorables, nostálgicas, pero nuevas.
So it's great that we can revisit that here in Vessel of Hatred. And of course, a big question I know that people have with Vessel of Hatred, does that mean a new class is coming?
Venga, dice, háblanos de la nueva clase. Equipo, propuesta, cada vez que digan I'm so excited, chupito.
Asking questions about the new class, it's the number one question we've been getting all week. You know, when we started off, we were still making the main game, and I'm really proud of the fact that we delivered 5 classic classes, right? We got that great feeling of all of them spread around the campfire. It felt really, really good. And so when we're talking about the expansion, we had a decision to make. We're kind of
Dice que el juego original salió con 5 clases originales nativas y que la expansión querían que fueran algo refrescante, algo nuevo. Y han tomado la decisión de que esto sea algo nuevo. Dice que tiene la responsabilidad de traer algo nuevo. Es un mundo muy grande, es una zona reworkeada como algo nuevo. Y eso merece algo nuevo. Dice, estamos viendo mucha jungla, Kurast, y todos estamos pensando en el Witch Doctor.
actually a brand new class. It is not the Witch Doctor.
Y dice que no es el Witch
We've been hearing a
Doctor.
lot of like, it might still be the Witch Doctor. And I'm like, I'm pretty
Pero
sure
el
we
Doctor
said
Witch.
new class. So,
Porque el Witch Doctor es nativo de las
awesome. That was
selvas,
great
pero
that we got
no de
to see
estas.
kind of like, and get a little bit more information about Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred. Again, Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred is coming out in late 2024. We'll actually have more news next summer about Diablo 4.
¡No!
Green.
Hijo puta.
I'm glad you're
Dice que la expansión Vessel of Hatred, vasijas de odio, que no nos van a contar absolutamente nada más hasta verano de 2024 y que no saldrá hasta finales de 2024. Se acabó.